How you feeling?
When Andy Lopez sits down in his office each day, he's surrounded by memories of the unlikely success he's achieved as a college baseball coach. Several journeys to Omaha of humble beginnings and what truly matters in life. He's reached heights most coaches only dream of. But for Andy, this was never his dream, but rather an unexpected avenue that began with an alleged prank phone call.
I have a friend of mine named Bob Ramirez. We used to play prank phone calls on each other. I thought it was Bob Ramirez, and after about 3 or 4 attempts by this gentleman to try to get a hold of me, I realized it was more than Bob Ramirez. And it was Dick Jacobson, and he offered me a high school teaching job at Maricosta High School in Manhattan Beach, California, and the varsity baseball job. I was single and poor, and said, what the heck, they're gonna pay me for this? So heck, I'm taking this job.
But what he didn't know was that the job at Maricosta High School would later lead to a successful career as a Division I college baseball coach, starting at Pepperdine University.
I was a little intimidated my first year there, to be very candid with you. I didn't think I belonged at that level.
Well, to be candid, Andy became the most successful coach in program history, leading his teams to 4 conference titles and in 1992, the program's first and only national championship victory.
And the fired-up Waves were shocking a stadium full of shockers.
The opening banquet, they called me, which is still an inside joke. They introduced me as Al Lopez. Hey Al, come up here and introduce your Pepperdine Waves. It's the Pepperdine Waves, and I'm Andy Lopez. It motivated me a little bit that night, but it didn't bother me. But I understood I was there because the Lord had ordained it for me to be there.
He had experienced the dream, winning at the highest level of college baseball. But that moment would soon bear little importance as it's crystallized by cancer.
A year to the week that we won the national title. So the week that we won the national title in 1992, that week I went through me praying for 4 or 5 hours. Just, Lord, I just want my wife to be healthy.
The prognosis was good because they go in and take your thyroid out, and it is the simplest form to have, but it was just quite an experience. And of course, it's easier on the person than on your loved ones. And he had a much harder time dealing with it than I did.
Someone would have came up to me that morning when we took her to the hospital for her surgery and said, hey, I got the deal for you. You trade me that national title for her health. He wouldn't even finish the sentence. Here, it's yours, goodbye. Have it, you can take it. It's yours, have a nice time with it. You know, yeah, I want my wife, I want my health, I want my kids.
Linda recovered and remained by his side as he coached at Pepperdine and later the University of Florida in Arizona. Then, a decade after Andy won his first national title, he made history once again.
Andy Lopez becomes only the second head coach in history to win a championship for 2 different schools.
But this time, it's who's on the team that makes it all a little sweeter.
On top of winning a national title again as a coach, which is a pretty nice feeling, my boys were there with me. That day of seeing my sons dogpiling in Omaha, that's special. I can't put that into words. You know, I haven't said that to, I mean, this is the first time I've confessed it. I couldn't believe it.
When we actually got the final out, I remember I was standing by the gate in the bullpen, and everybody behind me was like pushing to go through, but I was like, no, we can't until the ball's caught. And so we were all just kind of sitting there waiting, and as soon as the ball was caught, we opened the gate and took off.
Arizona is the national champion.
How do you write that script? You don't. Again, that's the hand of God.
And in this moment, Andy is on top of the world. But just how the moment was crystallized 9 years ago, history repeats itself. And exactly 1 year later, he's facing tragedy.
So a year after the national title of 2012, I'm saying goodbye to my mom. And I was very close to my mom and my dad. Very, very close to my parents. I'm a mama's boy, without a doubt. I am.
She was a great mother-in-law. Sorry. So, I felt exceptionally close to her, but it was hard for him.
Again, a year ago, I was celebrating my sons, and now here's my mom and her breathing her last breath there in bed and all the rest. And then, as I was running in the middle of August, I felt this little kind of the only way I can describe it is like a rubber band being stretched, my left side of my neck here, and it would go to about here, or it would go to about here.
And I saw him one morning squeezing his neck, just like, oh, I got this thing here. And that's when I thought, let's just call it into the doctor because we just need to know it's nothing.
I went from, I feel great, except for this little thing right here, to you're gonna have open heart surgery. What? Yeah, you're gonna have open heart surgery. So on October 7th, I had quadruple bypass. I do remember saying, you know, Lord, I'm not scared to die. I really wasn't. You know, I missed the heck out of my family. Sheesh. Whew. But very thankful for all that I'd been given, and just in awe of what he'd done for me. And I didn't even want this career. Like, I didn't even want it. You know, I thought it was a prank phone call in 1978 or whatever. And I wasn't scared to die, but I was like, wow, Lord, like, you've been really good to me. Like, you know, like, I'd like to live if it's okay. You know, if it's your plan. And once again, here I am, still coaching.
Andy decided not to take any time off of coaching after his surgery, but recorded his worst record as a head coach that year. Now, he's had time to recover and couldn't be more excited for the new season.
Selfishly, I'm really excited for me because I feel like I can coach the way I've coached for 37 of the 38 years that I've been doing it. Last year, I just didn't feel like it was me. I'd like to think it would be pretty good, but I'm just going to be selfish for a moment. I'm pumped up for me. I can't wait.
Good baseball. That's good baseball.